welcome back to Expert Talks. I'm Agathe Ducard. Today we're joined by Jean-Grégoire Manoukian, also known as JG. We'll talk about the skills that EHS teams need to improve because of the growing importance of ESG. JG, thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
So JG, should we remind our viewers why EHS professionals must think about ESG?
Sure, it's all about the E and the S of ESG. In the case of the E, or environmental aspects, it's straightforward. We're talking about carbon emissions and other greenhouse gases like methane. And then we're talking also about water management and waste management. So there's a direct link with the E of EHS. The S of ESG is different. It's very wide and includes things like human rights, diversity, community impacts, and health and safety. So that's how the S of ESG is relevant to the H and S of EHS.
I see. And since there are already some links between ESG and EHS, can we say that ESG should not be something ridiculously new to EHS professionals?
Yeah, that's a good point. EHS professionals have been doing some form of ESG for years without realizing it. The concept of collecting data, putting it in a report, and communicating it to stakeholders is something that many EHS professionals are familiar with. And ESG is somewhat similar, but with differences in metrics, report formats, and stakeholders.
That's interesting. So, Gigi, let's dive right into it. What is the first skill that EHS teams should improve because of the rise of ESG?
So the first skill is linked to something that EHS professionals do today anyway. EHS practitioners must think about risks. They must not only think about what is going wrong, but also about what could go wrong. ESG brings a small change. When looking at all risks, EHS teams must also think about which risks could badly hurt the company's reputation if they led to incidents.
Okay, so it's not just about identifying, for example, safety risks, but then identifying those that could hurt the company's image.
Yes, ESG is about having a positive impact on society and the environment. So EHS teams must identify the EHS risks that could impact not just their workers, but also society and the environment. And one thing, this doesn't mean that they have to ignore all other risks. It means that they have to flag EHS risks with ESG impacts and roll them up to management.
Great. Gigi, what's another skill that we want to talk about?
2 words, soft skills. ESG will force EHS professionals to improve their soft skills. They still will do what they have been doing, which is to collect and manage data. But now they'll have to do it in a cross-functional way and work with others in HR, finance, legal, IT, and corporate communications. So interpersonal skills will become more important.
I see. And this also has an impact on the use of technology.
Yes, EHS teams will still use applications to manage EHS data and programs, but now they have to also think about breaking data silos because the data that they have will be part of ESG disclosures. And it's the same with other departments also. They also must think about making their data available to those who produce ESG reports.
Great. Gigi, any last thing you want to say about EHS professionals and ESG?
Yes, one final advice. Seize the opportunity. We spoke about making EHS data available to others in your company. Well, this is a great opportunity to get extra budget for software. You can make the case that you need better technology for better EHS and ESG programs. So if you're in EHS, ESG can give you an opportunity to argue for enterprise-grade software.
Great. Well, thank you so much for explaining how ESG will impact EHS professionals. And thank you all for watching Expert Talks. Stay tuned for more insights on industry topics.